Ladies and gentlemen, the moment some of y'all been waiting for, the male hierarchy. I'm Courageous Mike, aka Courageous. You on the Courageous Podcast. Now, we're starting off this male hierarchy with the Omega male, which Omega is the last letter of the alphabet, the Greek alphabet, which also means little o. We also put it as the last position of the hierarchy because it's the loser of the hierarchy. Now, Omega male is a man who chooses not to have a powerful or important role in a society or professional situation, while the alpha male wants to dominate, where the beta male just wants to get by, which means the Omega male has either opted out or, if he used to try, has given up. Like I said, this is the loser, so he has low confidence, low ambition, or, if ambition, very little will to put into those ambition. But the Omega also tends to have a high passion for females, and like a beta, dreams of romanticizing them. A mega male is usually depicted as an extreme, passionate daydreamer who can't get a job, a stable place to stay, or if he does get a stable place to stay, it's either with his mom, his roommates, ex-girlfriend, or friends, or anybody he could take advantage of. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what's the advantage of being an Omega male? Well, the Omega male has the benefit to completely get lost in his own world. Everything that an Omega male likes to do, entertainment-wise, he does. He does. Omega male spends a extreme amount of his time doing hobbies, collections, events, or watch TV or play video games. Maybe even listen to some music. Omega male rejects traditional masculine roles and embraces an alternative ways of life that can seem cool and fun. So, if an Omega male gets a woman, namely through being unorthodox or quirky, he tends to be in a beta role by having a low authority, but unlike a beta male, tends to have more masculine mindset, and if he has authority of his spouse, it tends to be low life quality, and his wife tends to do things for him because he's like very irresponsible and lazy. Now, Omega is always in his own world. That's where his mind's at. So he creates his own goals and he defines his own view of success. For example, he loves finishing his card collection, achieving a level on a video game, or building a model plane, or succeeding in getting a small raise, getting a girlfriend, joining a video game, apart from him wanting to open a savings account or open a company or get in some real electronics, or becoming a supervisor, or getting a wife apart from a girlfriend, or going to a video competition instead of just playing video games with a squad. Now, what tends to keep a Omega male into a relationship is their best way of finding how to please their woman. To keep control of them, they blow their mind with amazing sex. Now, despite being a beta mindset, the omega male or so-called loser has a very masculine demeanor towards his outward oppression of himself. For example, a mega male might be an ex-athlete or someone who was forced to stop doing a passion or decide to leave himself for any reason. Now, despite of having their naturally driven will to have a masculine frame, you normally find an omega male in a very balanced relationship. TV examples of this might be Al Bundy or Tim the Toolman Taylor. Now, don't be fooled in thinking that omega male is a very loving person. They often lack empathy and sympathy for anything or often anybody. They're often a guy who disrespects women despite liking girls. That's why it is normal for an omega to holler or try to pick up a girl that he sees that might just have been rejected by somebody, or maybe one that he sees that's going through some heartache because she's been played by guys. He tends to try to holler at those girls because they tend to be more easier, and he knows that they have some type of value to them. But he also knows that their mentality might be low, or they might have some type of opening in their emotional situation. Now, omega male is an introvert. He looms in the shadows of parties, clubs, waiting for opportunities. Not really a person who likes to be around groups, but he does if he feels he has to or has some type of goal in mind of doing something. Now, if you wasn't listening, here's some 6 traits of a mega male to try to define if you are a mega male, or to know if you're dating or interested in a mega male. Number 1 is, like we said, rejection of traditional male roles, masculine roles. He's very unorthodox and quirky. He has still a masculine demeanor. He has a beta mindset. He creates his own worlds and goals, and defines his own success. And last but not least, he lacks empathy and sympathy. Now, these things might help you determine if you're a mega male or not. It tends to be, people think that these nerdy losers and these thugs are 2 types of people, but in reality, they're both 2 different types of omega males. All right, both tend to have very low quality loser mindsets that's not very ambitious and gets them going. Where you might think that the nerd is the ambitious one, but these are normally nerds or losers who are lack a lot of ambition and confidence that they don't end up reaching the high state that they're capable of. Just like the hood dude, he's very athletic, very skilled, and has a way of talking, but he got left behind or kicked out of sports or academics or any of the type, and he tends to be bitter and very upset about that and tends to reject the norms. So be aware and be looking out for me on YouTube and Instagram. Follow, like, share, subscribe, comment. You can find me on Courageous Mike Podcast on YouTube, and this is the first part of the male hierarchy, the omega male. Next time, we're going to talk about the gamma male. So tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be quite a treat, and you get to compare all these traits and decide if you're one or you're dating one, and it'll be a fresh air compared to the beta and the alpha. Also, shout out to Bonnie B. Go follow her on Instagram and hit her up on Facebook and YouTube. This is Courageous Mike on another Courageous Podcast. I am out.